Okay guys, it is 7:15 a.m. I left right on schedule, which is a miracle for me. I am heading on possibly a 3-day, 2-night thrifting adventure, or maybe a 2-day, 1-night. I packed for 2 nights. I'm not too sure what I'm going to do. I have a lot of stops that I can make on the west side of the state. So I am starting in like around Cadillac, Michigan. I'm going super far north, and then I think I'm staying the night in Traverse City. I'm not too sure. Again, it's just kind of like where my stops take me, where I get to in the state when everything starts to close for the night. So come along with me. I'm going to show you guys everything I pick up, everything I don't pick up. It should be fun. And I have this loaner car, and we are racking up the miles on the loaner. So let's get the day started. This is the first stop, and I am in Tustin, Michigan. The population is 257 people. These are the types of small towns I love to stop in when I'm on my sourcing adventure, because you never know what you're gonna find. A lot of stuff has been sitting on the shelves in these stores for a very, very long time. Now, I'd say the only downfall to these small towns is I have no cell service whatsoever. I maybe have one bar every now and then. So this is like old school eBay thrifting where I can't look stuff up. This is a really beautiful piece, but I know absolutely nothing about trinket boxes. I did not purchase that, but here's my thinking. I always look through these videos once I get to my hotel for the night. I'll look things up that I was curious about, and if something is that good, I will make it to where this little town is a stop on my way back home. Okay guys, blue jean teddy, and it's only $7.99. I'm not gonna look it up, I'm just gonna buy it. It looks pretty good, no shade. I think I can get more. I didn't know when I picked up that blue jean teddy lamp that, first of all, it's a bad buy. There are a ton listed, not too many sold, but also everything in the store is half off. I thought this was a really cool setup. You can tell this used to be a small convenience store, or maybe even a small grocery store. I did notice they had an IGA next door, which is a chain of grocery stores, but it was closed down, so they don't have a grocery store in this town. The name of the store is This and That Resale. So this is a resale shop. It isn't a thrift store. I would assume with a population of only 300 people that a traditional thrift store would not do very well in this area, just because with the population that small, they wouldn't be getting very many donations. And this store is a really good size. There's 2 sides to the store. One side has hard goods, the other side has all the clothing. Her prices were very reasonable, and she has a really great mix of items. I don't know if I'll ever drive through this town ever again in my life, but if I do, I will definitely stop. So if you're ever heading north on 131, right before you get to Cadillac, that is where you will find this little resale shop. I couldn't tell if this was the right carafe for this Space Maker coffee maker or not. Usually, I swear they say Black & Decker. I looked, didn't see the Black & Decker marking, so I didn't pick that up. And it needed to be cleaned, and I prefer not to pick up stuff that needs to be cleaned because it'll sit in my death pile for about 4 months before I clean it and list it. I'm not a clothing reseller is what I keep telling myself as I look at this sweater. And ironically enough, I do pick up some clothing items from this store, but I don't grab that sweater. They wanted $20 for it, and I'm not a clothing reseller. I think I maybe could have got $50, but I wasn't too sure. No service, so I can't look anything up. She did have 3 pairs of Brooks running shoes, but the bottoms were pretty worn out, and she wanted $10 a pair for them. Now, whenever I am in northern Michigan, I always look through the coats, and I always look through the boots. In most cold weather climates, you can find some really good outdoor gear, and that usually sells really good for me. It's been a long time since I found some good pieces, just because at home I don't look through this type of stuff. I'm not a clothing reseller. You guys will probably hear me say that like a million times throughout my videos. I claim to not be a clothing reseller, but here I am looking through clothing. And I have a pile of clothing in my basement that needs to be listed this month, or it's going in my whatnot. So this catches my eye from the other rack, and it's a Burton ski set. It's the jacket and the pants, and again, it's half off. Now, I can't look this up to see if it's actually gonna sell. For the price, I'm just gonna go ahead and pick it up. And the way I feel is when I go out of town thrifting like this, it's a mystery. I don't know if I'm gonna find anything. I don't know if this is gonna be a total waste of money, if I'm gonna end up losing money between gas, hotel, and food. So I get kind of desperate and I pick up items that I usually wouldn't pick up at home. And just a little spoiler alert, this is not the best day for me at all. I do find some gems here and there, but for the most part, this was a pretty rough day. But I'm still going to take you guys along. There are some really beautiful sights that I got to see. Even though the thrifting wasn't good, at least the sightseeing was. We were just inside here, this and that resale. I don't even know where I'm at. Some small town on my way to Traverse City. So I did end up picking up that blue jean teddy. It was a set. There's a switch plate, the lamp, and a night light. And it was $7.99, but it was half off. Everything was half off. So it was that ski outfit that I picked up, or yeah, the skiing outfit that I picked up, the jacket and the pants, those were half off as well. So I only spent $12 and a little bit of change in there. Let me see, $12.17. So that was really good. The ski stuff kind of going out of season, but for the deal that I got on it, no big deal. Even if I only sell it for $30, I only paid $7 for it. It's extra small, the smaller the size, the harder it is to sell. Another downfall to it, but I felt like it was a good pickup. All right, so on to the next little town. We made it to the Salvation Army in Cadillac, and I didn't find anything in the store. This is around the checkout area, and I noticed that is where they have all these perfumes and lotions. I do go ahead and buy this Rue 21 perfume. It's about 90% full, so pretty similar to that comp that I just popped up. So I will list this on Mercari. I won't post it on eBay because you can't sell used perfume on eBay. No, you can't list them in the collectibles category, and it doesn't matter if they're vintage. This is checkout. I ended up finding a couple more perfumes and hair products. Okay, I have to show you guys what I found because I found it at checkout. It was behind the counter. I got this Halle Berry. This is a 3.4 ounce. This one is Orchid. And pure orchid, and I paid $30 for it. I spent $63 total in there. Oh, my nose contour is not blended. And this will pay for probably all of my gas and my hotel. Just a 1 ounce, I'll pop up a comp. I cannot find a comp for a 3 ounce in the 90 days sold. I think I'll probably have to look at Terra Peak. And then this one, okay, and then this one I paid $14.99 for this one. I don't know. This one was a gamble. I just grabbed it because I knew Halle Berry perfumes sell well, thanks to my nail tech. I don't know. I don't know what that one's gonna sell for. I'll pop up a comp. This is the Runway 21 by Rue 21. Rue 21, Aeropostale, Abercrombie, American Eagle. I look up all of their perfumes if I find any. This one is not quite full, but almost. So I'll probably get 60 is my best guess after looking at comps. Or maybe 60 was new in the box. I don't know. We'll say 40 for this. And then I did end up picking, I went back. I did not look these up the first time around. And then I picked them up and they both are new. I'm going to assume they're new. So this is Color Proof. This one is a mousse. And then this one is Color Proof Hairspray. And again, I spent $63 total. This was a really great stop. I'm in Cadillac right now at Salvation Army. So on to the next stop. My husband texted me, want me to take my time, not to rush home. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna rush myself through these thrift stores and through the retail stops that I'm making, retail arbitrage stops. I'm gonna take my time. And I'm probably gonna go a little further north than what I had planned. And I think I am gonna go ahead and make a 2-day trip out of this, which will mean I'll spend 3 nights in a hotel in a row. But it's not very often I get to do something like this. So I'm gonna make the best of it. Okay guys, I'm walking out of my 4th thrift store in a row empty-handed. Okay guys, we just struck out at the Goodwill in Traverse City. That was the first stop in Traverse City. I sent a picture of Turtle Creek, which is the casino up here, sent it to my husband, and I told him I'm gonna go play 100 tonight on the Wheel of Fortune machine. That's like our jam. Everything pretty much closes early. It's still early in the day. I think it's like hold on, I'll tell you guys. It's 1:50. So everything closes between 6 and 7. Some places close at 5. There's a lot of stops in Traverse City between thrift stores and then little like mom and pop shops that I want to stop at. So I am definitely going to stay the night here. I'm going to try to get through as many as I can, but I'm not going to rush. This is my conclusion of Traverse City thrift stores. First of all, they are overpriced, especially the specialty ones that aren't like a Salvation Army or Goodwill, which I get it. They are trying to raise money for their missions, but drastically overpriced compared to my area, and it's slim pickings. Would I ever come back to Traverse City to thrift? The answer is no, I wouldn't. Now, does that mean if you live in Traverse City, you can't be a reseller? No, you will just have smaller profit margins. That's all. There were items here to pick up, but I am not going to overpay just to buy inventory. I don't have a hotel room. My sister and I stayed at a hotel here last summer or the summer before, I don't remember. And it was like $260 a night, and that same hotel is $60 a night because we're in the off season. So I can get a room pretty cheap out here, which is really exciting because I didn't think that was going to be the case. So let's head to the next stop. I'm not too sure what it is, but I know it's a thrift store. It's actually a Habitat for Humanity restore with antique store prices. I had a feeling that their prices were going to be high. As soon as I walked through the front door, they had some pamphlets explaining their pricing. And I see why they feel like they need to defend their pricing. It's very, very high. I didn't want to waste very much time in the store, so I tried to move through it as fast as I could, just kind of scanning the shelves, looking for anything that stood out to me. But sadly, I think this is stop number like 7 or 6, and I don't find anything once again. Now that I think about it, I think I should clarify. So that price on that fan was $75, which for somebody who is a collector or maybe wants it for display in their home, it wouldn't be overpriced. But as far as being a reseller, looking for inventory, it's overpriced in Traverse City. I'm so desperate, I even start looking at small kitchen appliances, but they're priced a little high. Okay guys, that was our 6th strikeout in a row. I think I kind of pick and choose where we're gonna go for the day because a lot of stores start closing at 5, so I'm gonna check out my Google Maps, check what stores close the earliest, and go to those ones first, and hopefully we find something before the night's over. Nothing in Traverse City. Okay guys, 10 stops and nothing. I bought absolutely nothing, but that's okay. It happens sometimes. It's not that serious to me. Thrifting and estate sales, just finding inventory in my area is so cheap that I don't have to purchase anything that's overpriced. I'd rather pass up on it and not purchase anything at all versus spending a lot of money, not even a lot of money, but spending more money than I want to and then getting a smaller return on that money. I'd rather save it and buy something that is gonna make me a bigger ROI. With that being said, I'm going to the casino. I'm gonna go stop the ATM right now. We're gonna go put, I don't know, 150 bucks into a machine, see what happens. So I'm gonna take you guys to the casino with me. Okay guys, so I know that wasn't the most exciting video, but I feel like it was realistic. It was my day. I was contemplating whether or not to make this video, or if I should just put all of my good finds from those 2 days that I was out thrifting into one video, or to show the actual footage of what day one was. And I felt like showing how bad day one was super important. A lot of times you watch resellers on YouTube or on social media. Of course, Frankie starts eating her food when I start recording this. And you get a false sense or a false idea of this being an easy thing. Like, you just go to the thrift store and you're gonna find a whole bunch of stuff and it's gonna be super easy and you're gonna be able to quit your job in 3 months. And that's just not how it is. I struck out at 10 different stores all in a row between retail arbitrage and thrift stores. So it wasn't just thrift stores where I was striking out. It was just a bad day in general, but come back for part 2. I'm gonna try my hardest to put it out Thursday or Friday for you guys. Day 2 was amazing. If you are in my Bolo subscriber group, either on Patreon or Facebook, I did share my retail arbitrage stops there. Now, this was February 27th and 28th, I believe, or 26th, 27th, somewhere around there. So I have a backlog of thrifting and sourcing footage for you guys. So if you aren't subscribed, please consider subscribing. I have a lot of really great videos coming out soon. But thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate all of you, and I will see you on my next video in a couple of days. Oh, and I almost forgot. I won $150 at the casino in the first 10 minutes, so I cashed out and left.